Good morning, students. Welcome to accountancy class. Chapter 5, Admission of a new partner. And today's topic is revaluation of assets and reassessment of liabilities. Students, you may remember the last chapter, that is chapter 4, change in profit sharing ratio. In that chapter we have discussed this very topic, that is revaluation of assets and liabilities also. In that chapter, that is change in profit sharing ratio, you have studied that whenever the partner changes their profit sharing ratio, then in that case it is necessary to revalue the assets and reassess the liabilities. And in that chapter we had transferred the profit or loss on revaluation of assets and reassessment of liabilities to the partners in old ratio. Now in this chapter, that is when a new partner gets admitted into the firm, in that case also it is necessary to revalue the assets and reassess the liabilities. At the time of admission, every assets is to be revalued and all the liabilities must be reassessed at the current value. And in this course, if there arises profits, then that profit belongs to old partner in old profit sharing ratio. And if there arises loss, then that loss belongs to old partners in old profit sharing ratio. So what is the need to revalue the assets and reassess the liabilities? Assets are revalued and liabilities are reassessed at the time of admission of a partner, so that the new partner is not put to an advantage or a disadvantage because of change in the value of assets and liabilities as on the date of admission. So new partner should not be put to an advantage or disadvantage because of change in the value of the assets and liabilities. Revaluation. So for revaluing the assets, a revaluation account is to be prepared. This account is also known as profit and loss adjustment account. Profit and loss adjustment account. So most popular word is revaluation account. Sometimes profit and loss adjustment account is also used in the question. So you are required to prepare revaluation account and revalue all the assets and reassess the liabilities of the firm at the time of reconstitution of the firm. And after revaluing all the assets and liabilities, you are supposed to ascertain the gain or loss arising on account of such revaluation and reassessment, and then this gain or loss is to be distributed to the old partners in old profit sharing ratio, because this loss or gain belongs to old partner. This does not belong to new partner. And once you revalue the assets, at the same time you are required to record the effect of revaluation of assets and liabilities at their revised values. That is, in the new balance sheet, after admission of the new partner, the assets and liabilities are to be shown at their revised value, that is new value. Let us understand the journal entries. First, we will understand the journal entries that are to be passed at the time of revaluation of assets and liabilities, and then we shall understand the revaluation account, the posting of these journal entries into the revaluation account. As far as the journal entries and preparation of revaluation account is concerned, this is same as whatever you have studied in last chapter. Whatever you have studied in last chapter, it is just a copy of the treatment that you have applied in the last chapter. So whenever there is an increase in the value of an asset, whenever there is an increase in the value of an asset, that asset account will be debited and revaluation account will be credited. So asset account will be debited and revaluation account will be credited. Asset account is debited because to increase the value of asset, we have to debit the asset account, since asset has a debit balance. So in order to increase the value of an asset, we have to debit it. Similarly, if there is a decrease in the value of asset, then revaluation account will be debited and asset account will be credited to record such decrease. So in the first case, there is a profit, that is, increase in asset is nothing but profit to the firm, and whenever there is a decrease in the asset, it is nothing but a loss for the firm. Therefore, revaluation account has been debited. Revaluation account is a temporary nominal account prepared to record such increase and decrease. And this nominal account will show net profit or net loss on revaluation, which will be transferred to the old partners in old ratio. Now come to the liability side. If there is an increase in a liability, whenever a liability is increased, then in order to increase a particular liability account, that particular liability will have to be credited. And at the same time, increase in a liability is nothing but loss for the firm. Therefore, such loss has been debited to a temporarily opened nominal account called revaluation account. Now, what will be the case when reverse is the case? That is, decrease in amount of liability. Decrease in amount of liability. In order to decrease a liability, we are required to debit such liabilities, and at the same time, decrease in liability is nothing but income, that is gain for a firm. Therefore, revaluation account is created to record such gain. Sometimes there are certain unrecorded assets and liabilities. That is, the assets and liabilities are there in the business, but that those assets and liabilities have not been recorded by the old partners. At the time of admission, old partners or new partners may decide to record such assets and liabilities. So whenever an unrecorded asset is to be recorded, and in that case, in order to record an unrecorded asset, we are required to debit that particular asset account. At the same time, since it is a gain for the firm, therefore revaluation account has been credited. Similarly, for recording an unrecorded liability, we are supposed to credit that particular liability, and revaluation account will be debited to record such unrecorded liabilities. That is, since increase in liability is nothing but loss for a firm, therefore loss has been recorded. Now, after this, we shall prepare revaluation account. After this, we shall prepare revaluation account, and net balance of revaluation account will show either gain or loss, which will be transferred to old partners capital account in old ratio. So before this journal entry, let us understand the revaluation account that we prepare. So revaluation account will be prepared in this manner. It will have two columns, debit and credit side, two sides. So you may observe that increase in value of asset is gain for the firm, and the posting of that entry will appear on the credit side of revaluation account. Decrease in amount of liability will appear on the credit side of revaluation account, but because it is also a gain for the firm. Unrecorded assets recorded is nothing but gain for the firm, therefore the posting of that unrecorded asset journal entry will appear on the credit side of revaluation account. Similarly, decrease in value of asset is nothing but a loss for the firm, therefore it has been debited to revaluation account. Increase in amount of liabilities is debited to revaluation account because increase in liability is nothing but loss for the firm. At the same time, increase in liability, that is recording of unrecorded liabilities, is a loss for the firm. Now after recording all these journal entries and posting it to the revaluation account may have either debit balance or credit balance. If the revaluation account has a credit balance, suppose it has a credit balance means credit side is heavier than debit side. So in that case, this credit balance being gain will be transferred to old partner's capital account by passing a journal entry called revaluation account debit to old partner's capital account, and this will be transferred to old partners in old ratio, which you may observe from this journal entry. In case of gain on revaluation account has been debited to partners capital or current account depending upon the method of maintaining capital or capital account. So capital account will be created in case fluctuating capital method is maintained, and current account will be created when fixed capital method is followed. So revaluation account will be debited and partners capital or current account will be credited for recording gain on revaluation. Similarly, if the revaluation account shows a debit balance, that is debit side is heavier, then this gain will not appear on the either of the two will appear, therefore this will not appear, profit will not appear. So debit side is heavier than the credit side. In that case, loss will be there, and this loss will be transferred to old partners in old profit sharing ratio. So the journal entry will become old partners capital or current account will be debited and revaluation account will be credited. So you may observe that in case of loss, partners capital or current account has been debited and revaluation account has been credited in old profit sharing ratio. This gain or loss belongs to old partners in old profit sharing ratio, therefore this has been transferred to their capital accounts accordingly. So in this manner we are going to handle issue of revaluation in the chapter of admission of a new partner. Thank you very much. If there any practical problem is there, I shall discuss it in the next lecture. Thank you very much.